Well, hello again. So there we have it. 24 by 48 inch canvas. I will. Well, I've already in a previous video talked about the palette that I used, or the colors that I used in the sky and in the distant hills. So I think right now we'll go to the closest landmass on the right. We'll zoom in a little bit, and I'll let you know what I've used in these areas. So the evergreens are ultramarine blue, yellow ochre, and titanium white. I include titanium white in almost every brush or knife stroke in my paintings in varying degrees. So from here on in, I just won't mention the white. Now, even the trees that are sort of a little bit behind the foreground evergreens are only yellow ochre and ultramarine blue. But there's very little yellow ochre in there. The red bush in the foreground. The shaded areas are cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, and cadmium red. Again, varying amounts depending on which stroke. I always want to keep a variety amongst the strokes and within each stroke. Those couple of trunks there are pretty much straight raw umber. The highlighted areas on the red, I've added, well, the highlighted areas are almost straight cadmium red, with hints of yellow ochre mixed in, where I'd kind of like the appearance of some sun dappling some of those areas. Now, we'll go to the rock below that. There are quite a few different colors in these rocks. The main thing is that I vary them a lot. The warmer colors I use, of course, where the sun's touching them. The cooler colors are always in the shade. But they are pretty much all combinations of raw umber, yellow ochre, alizarin crimson, cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, and in some spots I've added, or I've also used burnt sienna. You can see on this trunk here, the shady side is burnt sienna with a hint of ultramarine blue. The sunny side is straight burnt sienna and white. Now the water. The lower part of the water right across the entire painting really is the same palette as I've used in this cloudy area up above. Again, combinations of ultramarine and cobalt blue, alizarin crimson, the odd touch of cadmium red, yellow ochre, raw umber. Really just doing a lot of playing. I'm not going to get into too much detail regarding each color because it's pretty, you got to use your intuition. But you really want to pay attention to varying each stroke a little bit. And I do like leaving, well, this is the reason I like a wash-in, because I like leaving the wash-in, letting it show through here and there. If I just had a white canvas, you'd have all these white sparkles everywhere, and I just, no, it's not good workmanship in my opinion. So this way at least the entire canvas starts with an entire coating of turpentine or paint thinner and paint. The highlights on the water there, yellow ochre, alizarin crimson, just a hint of it, and quite a bit of white. And as, again, you can see that's really kind of reflecting the light that's in this area here. I'm not so much putting a reflection of the of the lines or of the shapes in the water as I am just putting a reflection of the general lighting in the water. Now, this foliage that's along the bottom of the painting, that is pretty simple. It's yellow ochre, burnt sienna, and raw umber. You know, the ones that are in the dark are a lot of raw umber and burnt sienna, and the ones that are in the light are more yellow ochre. And obviously a little more light, a little more titanium white. So I'm just going to go up these trunks here. The trunk on the right, you know, I suppose a poplar. That is, again, just hints of raw umber. The dark spots are ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, sometimes adding a little raw umber in them. The light areas are, yeah, white with bits of yellow ochre in them. And the blues, for the most part, are ultramarine blue with yellow ochre. I try to make them sort of a greenish blue. And now and then I throw a little bit of raw umber in there. Now we'll go up this one. This trunk is almost completely raw umber with a bit of burnt sienna here and there. And obviously white. I'll back out again here. These smaller, bluer branches are ultramarine blue and burnt sienna and a little bit of raw umber sometimes as well. Okay, I think that's it. We'll see you on the next one. Enjoy. Bye-bye.